everybody doing? Hope everybody's great. So we're going to talk about some disturbing topics. Got a lot to talk about tonight. So sit back and relax and listen to Wrong Way. Now, that Twitter post that you just seen was Shanquilla Robinson's sister dancing, twerking, celebrating, confused on that. But what I have noticed through the years is that people can be bought off with a check, the right amount. People can be bought. If you put someone in poverty their whole lives in a position where they have to compete with one another, then they're gonna fight, they're gonna argue, they're gonna compete. It's starving. What do you expect? While we celebrate death, the other side is celebrating life on each and every occasion. When are we gonna get our break? When are we gonna really be free? Be happy? When are things really gonna be fair? We go through so much, and we allow ourselves to adapt into a culture that is so cold, so horrific, and we allow a couple of people who look like us tell us that this is the way, this is what you should be doing. Don't pay attention to that. Pay attention to this. You need to understand that these people are under lock and key. They have surrendered. We all have surrendered all over the planet. We really didn't have a choice. It's not that we are outnumbered. It's we don't have the organization. We don't have the unity. We don't agree upon anything, the small little things. So how in the world could we agree upon retrieving the land that was given to us? Nope. We settle, we surrender, and we allow things to keep on going the way it has been going for decades to come. All it takes is one bomb to destroy everything. One bomb takes away cities, communities, generations. And then new communities are built all around the world. New cities are built, new generations are formed, new way of thinking is formed. We gotta wake up and pay attention and stop just talking about it, but be about it. We don't own nothing. We got a couple of black billionaires. But look at the real billionaires making real moves, buying spaceships, buying new weapons to keep you bound, keep telling you different fairy tale stories, to keep you confused, to keep you right where they want you to be. Surrender. That's what you gotta do. Gotta surrender. And if you don't surrender, we will make you surrender. We will convince you to surrender. We will lie to your face. We will smile to you. We will switch up the text. If we gotta change up the text, it doesn't matter. We gonna make you surrender. The government knew what they were doing. They played in our face, lied, made our kids take that mess, tricked us. Yeah, when is enough is enough. We gotta get tired of being sick and tired sometime. They just go around taking whatever they want. And we just like, yes, massa. And just tell us whatever they want to tell us. And we just take it and take it and take it. And we say, it's gonna be okay. God gonna do it. God gonna do it. He gonna make sure we okay. Yeah. But I think we need to do a little bit more than that. Because they laughing at us. They laughing at us. And they got the mass food. Elon Musk is on Twitter with his colleagues laughing, saying, yes, we got him. We did it. They believed us. Now we can perform and do all the things that we wanted to do. We can create that new world order that all the conspiracy theorists people talked about. We can now, our plan is finally executed. Look at these tweets. I mean, it's just despicable. They're putting slavery pictures on his Twitter. Go look at it. I'm not lying to you. All I really want to say is they don't really care about us. They never did. So why we keep thinking that they gonna somehow let us be their friend? We'll never be their friend. We'll always live in poverty. We'll always come second. These people are never come number one. Bad to them. They like, what's the opposite of woke? It's almost like the knock knock joke. Knock knock, who's there? They saying, who's woke? Nobody. Everybody is fast asleep and don't care, because you're getting all your food stamps. You're getting a little bit more in your paycheck. You got your PPP loan. Don't sell your soul for a few dollars for some change. It ain't worth it. Now we all segregated against one another to build towards your future. Our own families is segregated. You're right against one another. So their job is already done. They ain't gotta do nothing else. They ain't gotta come out with no whips and no chains, because we already psychologically fucked up in the mind. Yeah, we could pray. We can keep on praying. But one day, we're going to have to get up off our knees from praying and make something happen. Make some changes. That's why we got hands. That's why we got a mind. That's why we got a mouth. That's why we got eyes, ears. None of that wasn't designed. They celebrate life. We celebrate death. Whether you want to accept it or not, it's the truth. And some of us getting tired of it. Sick of seeing the same thing year in, year out. Oh, I pray about it. God gonna do something about it. These people are narrating your life, narrating your future. And life is a choice. In that one tweet up there, it said, nobody forced anybody to do anything. It was a choice. But you were convinced. They did use their devices to convince you. And I'm going to show you later on.
Damaged heart muscle cells. Welcome to another MedCram COVID-19 update.
The vaccine
That's
is
the title of an article
heart.
about brand new research that was presented at the American Heart Association but has not yet been published. We're going to talk about this research, which basically shows, number one, that the spike protein on heart muscle cells is directly toxic. And that it doesn't need the ACE2 receptor to cause the damage in question. As you know, there's been a lot of talk about the cardiovascular complications of SARS-CoV-2 and COVID-19. Even in some of the vaccines, there's been some reports and studies showing inflammation of the heart tissue known as myocarditis.
No,
So
I
as
know y'all
always,
don't
we are going to
understand
go
all this
ahead and put
terminology,
the links in the
but I
description
want you
below
to
of all of these
understand
articles and
know
studies that
this
we're going
is
to talk
good
about.
for
But
your
let's get
hearts.
down to what these
So
researchers actually did.
that is messing with your heart.
So this study was performed at the Masonic Medical Research Institute in Utica, New York, and the lead author of the study and the assistant professor there was Dr. Ju-Chung Lin. So what they did was they looked at a mouse model, and they wanted to infect mice in two different ways to show the difference between the spike protein and other coronavirus spike proteins, specifically the SARS-CoV-2 and another human coronavirus. Now, the first thing you need to understand is that
Now watch the
mice
breakdown
cells
and how
have
he
an
break
ACE2
this
receptor,
down
but it is completely
of
different
what
than
it
the
does to
ACE2
your
receptor
body.
that we see in human beings. In fact, the ACE2 receptor in mice do not interact in any way with the spike protein on SARS-CoV-2. The next thing that they did was they took a viral vector. Now let me explain a little bit of what a viral vector is. A viral vector is basically a way of delivering genetic information to the cell that you want to deliver it to, and that viral vector is able to infect that cell and to transmit that genetic material to the nucleus of the cell. In this case, they used the adeno-associated virus type 9. That's AAV9. And if you want to know more about adeno-associated virus vectors, I point you to this research article that just came out in March of this year that's actually showing that it may actually be a way of getting the COVID-19 virus into cells to develop antibodies. And so if you want to understand more about how these virus vectors are used, which could give you some more information in terms of what we're about to talk about, I think this would be a great article, and we'll put. So what we're doing here is we're setting up two different conditions. As you can see, we have a viral vector here on the left and a viral vector here on the right, and we're going to infect the same type of cells. The first thing that they did was they cloned the SARS-CoV-2 virus spike protein. Now, in the transcript presented at the American Heart Association, they did not specify which variant it was that they cloned. In other words, it could have been Omicron, it could have been Delta, could have been Alpha, Beta, P1, could have been the original. We don't know which spike protein they were referring to. Hopefully that will come out in the manuscript. And once they got that spike protein sequence, they then put it into the viral vector as a portion of the DNA. And they did the same thing with a human coronavirus. This is a virus that would give you a cold. It could give you some respiratory issues, but it would never cause any problems with your heart. HCoV-NL63. So they sequenced that spike protein, and they included that DNA in the viral vector. So of course, these viral vectors have spike proteins on their surface. And a key point to understand here is that the spike proteins from both respective viruses actually interact with the ACE2 receptor on humans, but they don't interact with the ACE2 receptor in mice. So that's important to understand. Let me say that again. Both spike proteins are able to interact with the ACE2 receptor on human beings, but neither of these interact with the ACE2 receptor on the surface of heart cells in mice. So what happens is the viral vectors infect the cell of the mice, and the DNA goes into the nucleus where it becomes double-stranded, and then it starts to transcribe into messenger RNA. The messenger RNA then makes the spike proteins. And the spike proteins, of course, are put on the surface of the cells. And of course, just to be clear here, I'm drawing a line here because these are two different events that are occurring, but I'm showing it as one here, and I'm just dividing this to show you that this is happening here on the left in one situation, and this is happening here on the right in a different situation. And so those cells that are infected with AAV9 with the SARS-CoV-2 spike, of course, they make the spike proteins on the surface. They also have some, of course, in the cytoplasm, and some of them actually get secreted out into the extracellular space. And that happens not only for SARS-CoV-2 spike, but also for the human CoV-NL63 as well. And of course, I want to reinforce here that the ACE2 enzyme in this particular mouse cell is not being deactivated. Nothing is happening to the ACE2 receptor here. The ACE2 receptor continues to function normally because, again, none of these spike proteins that you see anywhere on this page are interacting with the mouse ACE2 receptor. What happens next? What they found is that there were a number of proteins and inflammation that was occurring here with the SARS-CoV-2 spike protein, but not with the HCoV-NL63 spike experiment on the right side. What they found was a number of proteins along with the spike protein over here on the left, specifically called the toll-like receptor 4. So what is the toll-like receptor 4? It's a protein that is attached to natural killer cells that tells the natural killer cells that this is something that should not be there. It's part of the innate immune system. It does not require previous infection. This is something that innately the immune system knows should not be there and goes after it. In addition to all of these toll-like receptor 4s, there was a lot of inflammation and also enlargement of these cells. So the cells grew in size, became dysfunctional, and also became inflamed. And if you want to read more about toll-like receptors in natural killer cells and their application for immunotherapy and some basic information about...
As you can see, he tells you right there that this is dangerous, man. This was dangerous for you to be taking. So y'all can say what y'all want to say, but I'm about facts and research. That's how I make my moves in life. And these clowns that's on Twitter laughing at y'all, making movies, laughing at y'all, saying they ain't never gonna change. They gonna be put something in their face for a couple of hours and they forget about it and they on to the next party. They on to the next store, next mall. They ain't gonna do nothing. They ain't about it. They ain't about that life. We got them trained. But I bet you they kill each other. We got them trained spiritually, mentally, physically, sexually. I bet you we ain't even gotta lift a finger. Don't you know it's your job to protect your kids? Mothers, don't you know it's your job to teach your kids? These people going to and fro, doing what they want to do, how they want to do, when they want to do, planet to planet, city to city, doing what they want to do, and they laughing at you, laughing at us. Like you dummies, idiots. And they don't care. They like, oh well. They winning. We winning. We losing. They losing. They don't care about us, man. You gotta care about yourself. No, we too busy partying, hooping and hollering, and getting fat and eating, talking about each other all damn day like dogs. But ain't building a doggone thing. Why them people laughing at us? How slow can we be to our own selves? Have mercy on us, Father. Have mercy on us, God. We need you more than ever. They said it don't matter. Whatever we tell them, they gonna believe it anyways. They ain't gonna research nothing. We told their ancestors if they read something, we was gonna murder them. So they ain't got that much knowledge, that much common sense.
Shanquella Robinson, and all evidence points to this
But
being a plan.
we can teach them our ways. We can teach them how we do things. We can teach them our culture.
They couldn't have did that over here.
History.
You know, where friends,
itself.
all her friends are. You know, it wouldn't have went down like that, man. They don't realize, you know, what they done done, man. They took a hole. They just robbed.
So,
They just put a hole in my
because
heart,
history
man. That was my only
have gotten
child.
away with murder for so long,
I'm just heartbroken.
now
Quella's family
the
has slammed the
offspring think
FBI
they
for the
can
way
do
they're
the
handling
same
this
thing.
case, and they're worried
It
the
don't matter
authorities
what
are
color
not
you
doing
are.
enough to catch the perpetrators. Thankfully,
The
fans
same
on social
spirit
media are being very
is
loud about getting
in
justice for
everybody.
Shanquella. And even Shanquella's mom said if
It's
it wasn't
just
for
up
Black
to
Twitter,
us
her daughter's case would have gone
say
cold. So what really
enough
happened to
is
Shanquella Robinson?
enough.
And what is this new evidence that suggests this was all premeditated? This case is extremely disturbing on so many levels because it's been over a month since this young woman died in Mexico, with footage of the vicious attack going viral. But despite false claims on the internet, no arrests have been made to this day. However,
And no arrest will be
Well, they're
made
not telling a lot.
on
They
this
don't want anything to get out. You know, they just keep
because
everything
some of
confidential.
us just
Shanquella
sell
Robinson was an
out.
entrepreneur,
We'll
hairstylist,
do
and social
anything
media
for a
personality
check.
born in 1997 in Charlotte, North
That
Carolina.
girl
Shanquella ran several successful businesses,
body
including a women's boutique and
was over
children's
there
hair braiding
used
business
any
in
and
her
every kind
hometown
of
of
way.
Charlotte. Shanquella also had
And I
a
feel so
strong
sorry
social
for
media
her.
presence and worked
I
as a
wish I
model
was her
doing
brother.
photo
I'd
shoots at
never
famous
let her go
destinations
there
in
by
Miami, Los
herself.
Angeles, Jamaica, and other
And
places.
her
And the
friends,
reason why Shanquella's death is getting this
they
much attention is
are
in large part because of
dogs.
Black Twitter. Fans are putting pressure on the authorities to
They
told her
doing the
there was no
same
fight that
thing
had somebody to be arrested. The
that the
FBI is not telling
ancestors
anything as of right now. She also said that
went through.
Shanquella's attackers looked her right in the face and told her there was no fight that happened in Cabo, Mexico. I believe
We
they are
living
on
in
the
a
run,
cold
Shanquella's mom
time
added. And in
where
another
people will
Instagram
lie to
post,
your
Salamandra
face
revealed more details about Shanquella's
and
so-called friends and said she's convinced they
celebrate
plan
what
to
they
take her
gonna wear
daughter's
to
life in
your
Mexico. I believe this was
funeral.
all planned, Salamandra wrote. The people
We
Shanquella
gotta
went on a
pay
trip with have
attention.
all been friends for over 10 years. Authorities have not informed me of any information due to the Shanquella case, but I was told the FBI is questioning everyone from the Cabo Six. After Shanquella's mom criticized
FBI ain't gonna do nothing, y'all. Anytime it's something important, it's always getting covered up or swept under the rug. Don't nobody care about us. We've been marching and making signs. Man, we've been doing this for a long time. Ain't nobody around for us. We gotta be around for ourselves. We talk about it year in, year out. We don't do nothing. Sit around doing the same old thing, depending on other people to take care of us and fight our battles for us.
Good 11.
Don't make
11
sense.
Alive viewers shared this video right here, which seems to show a white student using a racist expletive at a black student. This all happening at Locust Grove High School in Henry County. And just a few hours ago, we heard from the student who actually organized a school protest today.
And we wanna go
The
to
student
these
spoke with
people's
Don White, who
schools,
joins us live at the school.
integrate with these people, and they don't even like you.
Ron, that student is a senior here at Locust Grove
Can't
High School, and she
stand
said she feels
Don't want you
uncomfortable
around.
being a black student at
Why are
a
you
mostly
here?
white high school, and
Why
she
you in
has
my
been called
space?
racially insensitive names as well.
Why we don't act the same way about ours? Why we always giving away all our stuff?
This video captures a white female student directing the N-word to a black male student. We've stopped the video before he slaps her.
Racism in any
People
shape
getting
or form.
tired, man. People getting tired of this mess. How many more years you think we're gonna go on with this? So guess what? They had to lie to y'all. They had to tell y'all, okay, we accept y'all. Okay, we'll put a couple of black faces in the office. We'll put a couple black faces on a few billboards. We'll make one of y'all a billionaire, a couple of y'all a billionaire. But you still gonna abide by our rules and do what we say. You'll never be free.
Coronavirus completely changing our way of life. There have been many